Good morning, students. Seventh topic in physics. Now I am going to cover part of it is system of particles and rotational motion. This is a big topic. It is divided into parts. One is center of mass. Two is circular motion. Three is rotational dynamics. Center of mass first we will cover, then the remaining two we are going to cover. Center of mass and center of gravity. And before that we have to discuss some points. System of particles. System here means we mean to say collection of the objects with some particular distances. In this topic we discuss is if you are taking the two objects separated by some distance, it is called a system of two particles. Say masses m1 and m2, separation is r. We say it is a system of two particles. If you take the three particles separated by some distances, this distance r12, this is m3, r13, this is going to be r23. Separation of these three particles is given in terms of the distance r1, r2, r3, or r12, r13, r23. Mass is m1 to m2. There is collection of the three particles with some separation, finite separation, not infinite distance, finite separation. This is called as a system of particles. And in this we are going to discuss one more term called as a rigid body. Body in the sense object. Rigid means hard objects. If you take the wood, it is a rigid body, but 100% not rigid body. Plastic, this is also rigid, hard ones. But if you take a sponge, it is not that hard, soft one it is. What is the difference between the two, soft and hard is, if you take any object like a soft body like a sponge, if you apply the force on it, then the size changes, means the distance between the particles changes. If you apply the force, the distance between the particle is able to change, then that is a soft body. It is not a rigid body. But what is a rigid body? Rigid body is the object that is for which the distance between the particles do not change. Particles in the sense molecules, you can say, atoms we can say. Even if you apply the force from external or internal, whatever you apply, even after applying the force also, the distance between the particles of the object not changing, that is called as a rigid body. And this rigid body definition will be asked for one more question. For rigid body, body in the sense object, the distance between its particles, cells, molecules or atoms you can say, do not change. Do not change even after applying the force. Force or external, or without applying force also, the distance between the particles should not change. Important point you need to remember is, for the rigid body or any object, the distance between its particles do not change. That is, as you can say, distance between particles remains constant, then that object is called as a rigid body. Hard objects are more rigid than soft objects. Hard objects are more rigid than soft objects. But in this topic we are going to discuss only hard objects, means the rigid body. Perfect rigid body in the universe do not exist. There is no perfect rigid body in the universe. There is no perfect rigid body in the universe according to the information we have, as humans know till now. And thing is, what is a rigid body among the known objects is diamond. Diamond is the most hardest object we know it. It is made of the carbon, maybe because of the tetrahedral structure of the atoms bonding. Diamond is the most rigid body. Is the hardest material. compared to other materials. Next comes is silicon carbide, which is called as a carborundum. Silicon carbide, is used to cut the glass and tiles, and then aluminum oxide is also called, that is called as a corundum. After diamond, next hardest metal is silicon carbide. Next one is corundum, that is a aluminum oxide compound, but that's not important one. Just know the rigid body is diamond, but it's not a perfect rigid body because we're able to cut the diamond. If you can cut the diamond, means you're able to separate the distance with the particles of the diamond. Then it means diamond is also not a perfect rigid body. But still, we just imagine that we are going to apply the forces and all cases in the case of rigid bodies only in this topic. Any object we are going to discuss in the sense rigid body, you have to imagine. Next point we discuss is center of mass and center of gravity. Center of gravity already you learned in school, and then we discuss the center of mass. Center of gravity, we write generally as a CG, capital CG or small CG we can take. What is the center of gravity? It is a point where the total weight of the object or a particle system of objects appear to be concentrated. It is the point where total weight of the object, it is a point where total weight of the object appear to be concentrated. Need not be object, it can be system of particles. I am talking about the object, but actually we take it for system of particles also, same condition we take. For example, if you take the scale, this is a 1 meter scale with a uniform thickness, and where is the weight it can be? Every particle of this has the weight of its own, but at 50 centimeters, exact midpoint if I take, then I am able to balance it. This is a single point where the whole weight of the object appears to be concentrated, are able to be balanced. That point is called as a center of gravity. About this point, this side weight mg, this side weight mg is equal. This means weight if the left side weight is equals to right side weight. Center of gravity balances the weights of the object, or left side right side weights are equivalent. In the case of the common balance, we balance the weights. If you take the common balance also, take pans here, left and right pans, and you take the suspension point here, and about this beam, the weight is kept here, the object is kept here, this side weight m1g, this side weight m2g. When the beam is horizontal exactly, the needle is vertically down, fixed perpendicular to this beam, horizontal beam, then we say that left side weight is equals to right side weight. We are balance the weights. About this point, that is supposed to be the center of gravity of these two objects we can take. That means if you take the two objects of masses m1 and m2, then we consider the weights. Weight of the object is nothing but equal to m1 into g and m2 into g. About any point, I will take this unequal masses, less mass, large mass. Then center of gravity is a point where left side weight is balanced with right side weight, but we consider the moment of weight. Moment means multiplication of the distance into the object. Moment, mo, me and t. Moment means distance into any quantity. Moment of force, distance into force. Moment of mass, distance into mass. Here we are taking the moment of weight. Weight is also force only. It is moment of weight. We consider nothing but m1g into distance. The distance from here to the given point I am taking is nothing but equal to center of gravity is r1. m2g into the distance equal to r2. About the center of gravity, left side weight into force is equals to right side weight into force. That means the distance into the force is nothing but equal to, we call it as a weight. This is called the moment of weight, nothing but equal to moment of force, which is supposed to be torque. Force into distance is nothing but equal to torque. So this weight is trying to pull this object down, this weight is trying to pull it down, but it is not able to pull exactly horizontal level. Means this m1g into this r1 is supposed to be equal to m2g into r2. If the weight is more, the distance will be less. Always remember, the center of gravity is close to large mass. If equal mass of the center of gravity is exactly at the midpoint. So about center of gravity, it balances the weights. CG balances the weights. That means weight is nothing but depending on the mass and acceleration of gravity. That means this depends, CG depends on the center of gravity. CG depends on the center of, depends on the acceleration to gravity due to gravity of the planets G, and also mass, of course. It depends on the distribution of the weights about the fixed point or about the center of gravity. So because G changes means center of gravity point can be changing with the variation of the G, we can say. It depends on the acceleration due to gravity G. For equal masses, CG lies at midpoint of line joining the masses. Or particles, you can say. For equal masses with some separation, for equal masses, CG, center of gravity, lies at midpoint of line joining the masses or particles or objects, we can say. We are going to use the term called as a particle also. What is particle? Particle like atoms is considered a particle, molecule is considered a particle, electron is a particle. Particle means it is very tiny, very small object with a negligible size but having a mass, that is called as a particle. So we are going to use the term particles. Particle is a very small sized object, negligible size but has a mass. If mass is there means weight is also present. For equal masses, CG lies at the midpoint of line joining the masses or particles. Next, for unequal masses, better take that as not for equal, instead of masses we are talking about the center of gravity depends on the weight. Better take it as equal weights. Similar properties we take for the center of mass. Instead of weights we use the term masses. For equal weights, CG lies at midpoint of line joining the objects or particles. For unequal weights, the CG, center of gravity, lies close to large weights. Such that distance into weight equal to constant. Distance into weight equal to constant about center of gravity. So if I take two objects of equal masses, m1 equal to m2, then center of gravity is exactly at the midpoint, r1, r2 is also equal to r1. This weight is m1g, this weight is equals to m2g. Equal weights, so we are taking that m1g is equals to m2g. 1 minute, use like this. m1g is equals to m2g, then r1 will be equal to r2. If not, m1 is not equal to m2g, the center of gravity is close to larger mass. So we take first unequal masses. This center of gravity, this is r1 and r2. m1 g1, m2 g2. This is w1, this is w2. Distance into weight is equals to constant about a center of gravity. Distance into weight is nothing but equal to force into distance is nothing but equal to similar to the torque we can take in the vector product. Distance into force is also work is there, work is also force displaced, but the scalar product we are discussing here is the torque related means vector product only we are discussing, result is a vector. So if you take the two weights w1 and w2 about center of gravity, r1 at distances, examples, if r1 comma r2 are the distances of weights w1 equal to m1 g1 and w2 equal to m2 g2, or distance of weights w1 equal to m1 g1, w2 equal to m2 g2. R1 and R2 are the distances of weights w1 and w2 about CG. Then w1 into r1 is equals to w2 into r2, that is m1 g1 r1 is equals to m2 g2 into r2. If the weights are equal, m1 g1 is equals to m2 g2, then r1 will become equal to r2. I have to erase this part. In this case, if w1 is more than w2, we can take reverse relationship. If the weight and distance is constant, means weight is inversely proportional to the distance. If the weight is more, then r is less. Here only we can better mention. If w1 is greater than w2, then r1 is less than r2. More weight, less distance. That means CG is always close to larger mass sides. If equal mass are there, second case, if for equal masses or equal weights, w1 equal to w2, then r1 equal to r2. CG is at the midpoint. CG is at the midpoint. That means if I take the same diagram, approximately this is w1, m1 g1, m2 g2. This one is r1, r2 is also equal to r2. Equal weights, not equal masses may be. Masses may be or may not be equal. The weight can change by changing the acceleration due to gravity. G is constant generally we take at a given point, but if you take extended bodies, large object, if you have taken very long body like a big clouds covering some kilometer distances, in that case one end will be one weight, G will be different, another place G will be different. So G is not constant at the surface, it changes from place to place. His legs at the top of the hills and at the poles its value is high, at the equator the value is less. So value is different at different places. For the large are called as extended objects. So for such cases, G1 is not equal to G2, W1 is not equal to W2. But in case if you have taken smaller bodies, smaller object, if you have taken this scale, if you take this scale, this is a 1 meter, then at this side, left side weight and right side weight is equally distributed, means equal thickness is there. I can balance the scale exactly at the midpoint, that is a 1 meter scale, means I can balance the scale at 50 centimeters. This is for the equal weights. Center of gravity is exactly at the midpoint. But in case if I take the unequal weights, this side I am putting some extra weight. I keep more weight one side. Then center of gravity is not at the center of midpoint, but center of mass is here previously. Center, say 50 centimeters point is here, but now the center of gravity is shifted towards a larger weight side. This more weight, less distance, less weight, more distance. The center of gravity is close to larger weight side. Weight is important here. For small bodies, G is constant. That is called uniform gravitational fields. In the uniform gravitational field, acceleration to gravity, G is a constant. Uniform gravitational fields, G equal to constant. That means G1 is equals to G2. Then we compare only masses. Such point is related to center of mass, that we discuss next point. But one more thing is center of gravity. Is the center of gravity will not be anywhere you want. It will be always between the objects. And see, if you take the system of objects as the scale, if you have taken, center of gravity will be inside this body only, inside within the body. So it will not go outside. But if you are taking the objects like these particles, center of gravity need not be. It will not be outside the system of objects or collection of the objects. It will be in between only, between the objects only, or within the boundary of the objects. But it need not be inside the objects. Two objects are separated by the gap. Here air is there, but center of gravity is in the air only, in between. Center of gravity may be inside the object or can be outside. Even if you take the ring, for the ring also, the center of gravity in the middle point. There is no mass here. There is no object here. So that means center of gravity will not be inside the material of the body. It can be little outside also, but it will not be outside the system of the objects. Center of gravity points we are going to discuss similar to the center of mass. Later we are going to discuss center of gravity, center of mass, similar properties except one. Center of gravity balance the weights, means depends on G, whereas the center of mass do not depend on G. It only depends on the masses. So that point comparisons we discuss after covering the center of mass. This is a collection of objects. You can take unequal bodies, unequal sized body like this. If you take this non-symmetrical object, in that case this side weight is more, this side weight is less. If you take the symmetrical body, equal mass distribution on both sides. In such case, center of mass will be exactly center of gravity, or center of mass will be exactly midpoint. We can take right side weight is exactly equal to left side weight. But if this case of non-symmetrical object, this side more weight is there, so center of gravity is close to larger weight side. This side length may be more, but this side, this mass, center of gravity is close to large mass side. This is called as object, called as a continuous distribution of particles. Particles are everywhere for the object, like a cylinder, sphere, or rod you are taking here. But here particles, one object is here, other object is here, particles. They are separated by some distance. We can consider there is a air in between, but here everywhere particles are there. This is called as a system of many particles, called as a continuous distribution of particles without any gap. More points important for is center of mass. Next point we are going to discuss is center of mass. Or center of inertia. Generally taken as CM in short, small letters or capital letters. In some books they may write as COM also, center of mass. I am not writing COM, I am writing it as the center of mass, CM only symbol. Small letters or capital letters we can take with full stop, without full stop also accepted. Another thing is centimeter units also will be there, centimeter, cm like that, don't take like that. Don't consider the same as this. This is the center of mass, that is unit, and the center of mass is the physical quantity. Inertia. Inertia is a measure of mass. Mass is a measure of inertia. Inertia, mass are interchangeables. Inability of the body to change state of rest or motion or direction is called as inertia. What is the measure of inertia is mass. Definition. It is the point where total weight or whole, WHOL means total, where whole weight of the object, not weight, sorry, you have to consider now, not weight. Center of gravity means weight, center of mass means only mass. It is a point where whole or total mass of the object or you can take of a system of particles, collection of particles. Whole mass of the object appear to be concentrated. Appear means it behaves as if, looking like, appear to us, appear to be concentrated. It is a point where total mass of the object appears to be concentrated. It depends on the mass, do not depend on the acceleration to gravity. Center of mass depends on mass distribution. And do not depend on acceleration due to gravity. that is do not depend on acceleration due to gravity g. So independent of the g, mass means the number of particles and mass is related to the number of particles, that as long as the particle is constant, you are not cutting the material, then mass is constant means center of mass also remain constant, do not depend on g. G changes from place to place, but mass of the given object do not change. Center of mass balances the masses. We are taking the system of two objects. If you take the two system of objects, the center of mass lie between the two objects such that m1 r1 will be equal to m2 r2. If I take the two objects of masses m1 and another object is m2, the center of mass between these two will lie such that we will take unequal masses. This is m1 and m2. Larger mass I am taking m1. The distance from center from the object to this point, center of mass is r1, and the other mass m2 distance from center of mass is r2. m1 r1 is equals to m2 r2 about center of mass. It balances the masses. This point is important for us. For the system of two particles of masses m1 and m2, the center of mass will lie between the objects. This is center of mass will lie between the objects or particles such that the product of mass and distance is constant. For the system of two particles, with masses m1 comma m2 and separation r. For the system of two particles with masses m1 comma m2 and separation r, total separation is r. The center of mass lie between the particles on line joining the two masses such that mass into distance is constant. m1 r1 will be equal to m2 r2. The center of mass lie between the particles on the line joining them such that mass into distance equal to constant. That means if r1 and r2 are the distance of center of mass from m1 and m2, then m1 r1 equal to m2 r2. If r1 comma r2 are distances of m1 comma m2 from center of mass, then m1 r1 equal to m2 r2. You can take m is inversely proportional to r. More mass, or you better take r. We will take the ratio otherwise. r1 by r2 is equals to m2 by m1. This relation is important for the numericals also. And that means r is inversely proportional to mass. Have more mass, less distance.